Hey, welcome back to my home studio. Today I'm going to be setting up what's called a B camera. So here's what I'm talking about. You see these videos of people like talking to somebody else like as if they're in a meeting, right? And they got kind of this mic in their face, but then you get this side angle. So you kind of feel like you're a fly on the wall. So one of my clients asked me, how do you do this? So I'm going to show you how to set this up so that you can have it set up in your home studio and have it ready to go anytime. Here we go. First of all, there's the camera itself. In this case, I'm using the Canon M200. This is the one that's in all the GoBox studios. And what's important is pick a camera, number one, that's got one of these flip up screens, okay? Because you're gonna wanna be able to see yourself and frame yourself. Bonus points, if you could get one that has a removable lens, then you could get much higher quality video. Number two, we need a ball head. So this is what the camera is gonna screw onto, right? And then attach to a shaft, right? So number three, we need that shaft. So this is like a selfie stick style thing, and the camera is gonna sit on top of this. And then number four, we need some way to clamp it onto the desk. So this is a clamp, and you can see it's got the 3/4 inch screw so that it can attach to this, okay? And here's the next thing we need. We need some kind of video capture device. I use the Camlink 4K. I highly recommend it. And this is what's gonna allow the camera to connect to the computer. Next thing we need is a video cable. So this is micro HDMI on this side to plug to the camera and regular HDMI on this side to plug into this. Now this last part is called the dummy battery. This is gonna go into the camera in the battery slot, and the other side plugs into the wall, because with a regular battery, you're gonna get about 2 hours max, and you're not gonna wanna keep switching that out. So I'm just trying to figure out the right position. So I'm just kind of moving this forward and backwards. This is where I'll be standing looking in this direction, and I wanna move it so that I could see the mic, right? And so that when I face forward, it kind of is, a 3/4 angle of my face. And that's gonna get that nice side angle. So I'm thinking right around here, also very mindful of what's going on behind me, as it's just gonna continuously be shooting from this angle, this side of my face. So I think over here is good. So that means that I'm just gonna point my arm straight there, and that is where I'm gonna clamp in the stand. So we've got this pretty much set up. There's the clamp, there's the shaft, there's the ball head, the camera, and we've got the power cable coming out on this side and the HDMI coming out on this side. And on the end of the HDMI cable, we've got the Camlink 4K, which we're about to plug into my computer. And on the other side, we've got AC power. Let's get this hooked up and see if it works. All right, guys, we're mission accomplished. The camera is on. You can see it's facing me. I've got the power coming in continuously, no battery problems. I've got the USB cable plugged into my computer. And what you're looking at right now is I'm actually looking right into the camera, right? So this is the angle I have my meetings, but then this side camera over here, this one, is picking up this side angle, so it gets this kind of third-party view. And this view, a lot of times, is really useful for B-roll footage or things like that. All right, so here's a recap of what's going on. Here's my teleprompter. This is where typically the person I'm speaking to or a video of myself will be, so that I can see what's going on. Over here is the camera that's picking up the side angle, right? And as you can see, even though I'm looking here, and there's this camera coming in so that we could get this side angle, and you can see as I'm talking here, this is what it's gonna look like if I am having an interview or something like that, or a meeting, for example. Okay, now that we got number one camera and number two camera set up, how do we record on both angles at once so that when we edit, you get the switching back and forth thing? Let me walk you through that. So now that we've got it hooked up, you can see down here, I'm using Ecamm, by the way. You can use OBS or other softwares like that. If I click this little button, then it switches to this camera over here to the side, right? If I click this little thing, then this is the teleprompter camera over here, right? And if I click this, then we're seeing my iPad, which I use when I'm presenting, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do in order for this to work, first of all, I need to go to the Ecamm setting window, and I wanna make sure that the camera switcher sources are up. So let's look over here. We got these sources, right? We've got camera A, B, and C, right? So we know that A and C are these two, and then B is the iPad. So what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna go into the Ecamm Live settings. We're gonna make sure that we have just this ticked, record all broadcasts, and we're gonna tick A, B, and C. So that's recording all three at a time. Now, what I wanna do is just go here and click this magic button that says record. And right now it says it is recording. So let's have some fun here. I'm gonna look over here and say, hey guys, how's it going over there? And I'm gonna look over here, hey, how's it going over here? And I'm gonna move this thing up and down a little bit. And just to test this, let's go and hit finish. And recording. What's going to happen is something's going to pop up on the screen here, and we're going to click here where it says show file. Now when I hit this, then you're going to see we have camera A. If I hit space here to play, you're gonna see there's camera A, okay? And I'm gonna go down to camera B. That's gonna be the iPad recording. I'm gonna see a little jiggle there later on. And then there's camera C, which is the one off to the side. So we have successfully recorded 3 different videos, 1, 2, and 3, by hitting one button using a simple tool called Ecamm. So let's talk real quick about how you can actually use this. So for example, if you're one of my clients and you shoot your podcast or your meetings like this, what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a shot where you're looking straight into the camera. We're gonna have one a little bit to the side, and we can also record whatever's going on inside your notes like your iPad. So when we edit the videos, you send all 3 angles and we get to cut back and forth. It looks so much more professional when there are multiple angles. Now here's one more idea. A lot of my clients use this because they have meetings with high profile and confidential coaching clients, and they're doing consulting on high level things to do with their business. And you want to protect the identity of the person you're speaking with. So just having the side angle means that it's going to show your face, and all the great wisdom and experience and advice and consulting you're giving them still gets recorded, but we don't have to show what's going on with your clients because that's confidential. So that side angle is super useful for that too. You might be asking the question, why don't I just set the camera and record it inside the camera? You can totally do that, but the problem is that the thing I don't like doing is having to do so much management with SD cards. Every time after it's done, I gotta go, first of all, I gotta make sure the battery's charged, right? And if it goes dead in the middle, that really sucks, right? And then I gotta take out the SD card, make sure that I load it into the, into the SD card slot, upload it, format it, bring it back and everything. I don't like doing that, especially when I have like 3 cameras going all the time. So having all this done, you saw how easy it was, right? You just click, all 3 files are on your computer, and then you just drag that over to Google Drive, share that link with your editor, and that's really the most efficient way to go. So that's it for the setup, guys. Down below, there's gonna be links to all of the products and all the adapters and all the cables and the cameras and the same stuff I'm using, and that's gonna help you get started. Otherwise, watch this video again, see again how to hook everything up, and I hope you have fun with that. Take care.